This is an update and assembly video of the QJ4x4. I made a review on this when I first got it and how it was turning after a couple of days, and I said in the video that it seemed impossible to loosen up, and after seeing people on YouTube using it as a speed cube, I thought I'd properly take it apart and see if I could loosen it. And the good news is that you can, and as you can see I have, and it is now moving amazingly well. The outer layers are moving really well. The inner layers are definitely better. They can lock up slightly, but it's still by far a lot better than it was before. So I'm going to show you how to disassemble it and how to loosen the tension and then reassemble it. I currently don't need anything to prise it out with, but you will on the tension that it was in the box with. Because mine's now looser, it's easier to put it in again. I'll show you. Just get something like that and pop one of these out. Next, take out one side, then like that. Let's move one side and slide the edges out. Same in the corner. Do so for the whole first layer. By now it might just be falling apart anyway, but if you want to do it kind of precisely, then I advise doing it this way. Yeah, there we go. That wasn't really precise. Now, I have been extremely lucky in that, well, first I'll explain how you loosen the tension. In this ball core that you can see, there is one screw, and it is in here. I don't know if you can see that, but that's what holds the two halves of the ball core together. And if you loosen that, the cube will loosen up. Now, do not loosen. It may take a couple of tries of assembling and seeing what it's like, and then reassemble, and then trying again. Right, so it's a normal screwdriver size, so just put it in there and loosen or tighten for how you want. If it does misalign, then there's no real way than taking it apart and trying again. I will now take it apart to show you how to reassemble the core. You have the ball. That's what the other centers look like. There's one there which looks like it should have a screw but doesn't. And this is how the two pieces come apart, depending on how it's loosened. Now, when they do come apart partly like that, it can turn. So make sure that if you can pull it apart enough to turn it afterwards, then that's going to misalign and then it won't turn. So make sure that if you pull the two halves apart, it still locks and won't turn. Now, to reassemble, I'm not going to order the pieces, I'm just going to go with it. Put in the first four centers. They will slide around the cube once you put it in, or fall out like that. There's another. And as you can see, on every center there is a curved edge, and that's where you should put them in. So if you put a white one in, then move it away from the curved edge so you can put it on. You can put the next one on there as well. There we go. Now, so that is the hardest bit, I would say. So once you've done that, place them together and put it on a surface like that. Now, find any two edges of which match up with the side you've done. So I'll choose the white and green. Sorry, I'll just move this into place. Show it a bit easier. So I'll choose the white and green edges. There's one, find the other, there's the other. Now, simply rest them in place as they should be, so white facing down. That's one in. Sorry, I'll show it again. So put them in place on any edge at this time, it doesn't matter. And then put the other one in, just resting there. Just make sure that you have the ball aligned so that the edge goes through the middle, as you can see there. And simply do the same for all 4 sides. Okay, so there we go. Now, it's very important that you make sure that the ball is aligned perfectly with the edge of the larger side of plastic going exactly down between the 2 pieces. At this point, add in the 4 white corners. They should just slot in like that. Right. Next, add in the bottom 2 centres of each side. So there's a blue there. Just going to put it in on the corner that's open, and then wheel it round onto a correct side. There we go. Okay, there we go. Next, put in the 4 edges that correspond to this. Now you'll want the ones where the edge is touching the side facing up. So that side facing up. So that one's wrong. It's blue and red, but the red side is there and the blue side is there, so that's the wrong one. Just find the right one. There it is. As you can see, they are different. Make sure you put the centres in correctly using another Rubik's Cube so you get the colour scheme right. Now, you will have your cube half done, as you can see. It has one side that should turn freely. Don't try this unless you're very sure that you've got grip of all of them. And the other side should turn the ball, as you see. Okay. Put it back down like that. Next, put in the remaining 2 centres of each of the 4. You will have to put them in the top and then slide them down. Right, the light. Next, the 4 remaining edges of the middle, and this time you won't need to look for them. Just move the centres out of the way to put them in like that. There's one. For the last edge, you should be able to just pop it in, but if not, pick it up and hold the 3 left layers tightly like that. Rotate the right side layer up a bit, slide it in like that, and pushing it slightly in place, rotate it back. And you have your 3rd layer. Now for the last one. This is just a case of putting the pieces in one by one. You can slide them round, so just put them anywhere, but make sure you've got them in the right order. Now, I like to start off with one side and put the 4 in like that. Okay, next put in the 4 centres. You can slide them down like so to make sure you get all 4 in. then you have all four, just bring them together like that. Next, put in the four edges connected to the centres that you've already done, to the side you've already done. So blue, and if I can find them, so blue and yellow there. They should slide on one side. You may need to pop some in, but it shouldn't push the cubes out of place or make it fly everywhere. As you can see, they're going in quite nicely. Now for the last four pieces, put in the two corners. Now you will have this space left. Turn the cube like you would to pop a normal 3x3, and put one cube in. This will need some force, but it shouldn't do any damage or break what you've already done. And then finally pop the last one in, and there you have it. And it should turn remarkably better than before. Okay, as you can see, the outer layers are, in my case, one of the best turning things. I think you can see just how fast that is, and how much weight you need to put on to turn it is what's the best thing. And the inner sides are definitely better. A little tip for making it move well: just pull slightly when you're doing an inner turn. Or if it's a top slice, it shouldn't really need a problem as long as you're holding the bottom quite firm. Okay, so that concludes this video. Thanks for watching.